Right then, hello everybody, how are you doing? This time, working on the car, the fan belt snapped. I had to take my grandmother into hospital, and on the way back on the A1 it decided to disintegrate, so it's not something I should have looked for, but I didn't. But anyway, we've got the viscous fan coupling off, the clips off here, they come off straight away. I did think you had to remove the CGR pipe, but it doesn't look like I do. But I've done the little bolts anyway. It's flattened it off a bit. It helped gaining access into here. I don't know if you can see that. Just meant I could get onto this sits on top of the pulley for the water pump, but that needs to come off. Rather this fan needs to come off. On this other side, you need the appropriate tools to get onto the latch onto the bolts on the pulley. So I've got these two spanners. I should point that out really instead of just showing all the tools. These two, which is a bit of a fiddly faff on. Beware, I got these on eBay. I think it was £6 I think I paid for them. But beware about some people selling them for £40. I thought was absolutely bloody ludicrous until I had a look around and then found the cheap ones. But it wasn't initially that obvious. I've checked the viscous fan coupling, and I can't remember if you have to test it when it's on or when it's off, but that's pretty slow to turn, so I think that's a dud. I think that should be easier to turn than that, so that one needs to be replaced if I'm not mistaken. If you can comment in the comment section and tell us otherwise. I've just taken, let's say, the pulley cover off on the water pump, and I've just taken the bolts out for the water pump. Got my tray ready to catch the coolant down below. Just kick that over a little bit. Oh, there we go. Probably catch it a bit better there. So I'm pulling that out. It was a bit of a fiddle on trying to find the bolts, but I think there's only 4, so that's that. What else? The inside of the engine bay, after because the fan belt snapped, is like a mini black candy floss factory, so completely shredded it. No doubt that one I'm going to replace both of them as well, so that one I'll have to come off as well. I'll probably have to get underneath to get the tensioner, the fanny on, but it has to be done. I was going to do the pump while I had this off, but I think I'll keep the car running. It is drivable with the pump leaking a bit, so I think I'll keep it running over the winter, and then when the warmer weather comes I'll have a go at taking the pump off and putting the new gaskets on that. But you can see there's a bit of the old fan belt that's nipped up in there. That's not coming out. So obviously got itself wound round the other belt when it's fragmented off. Yeah, I think there's more fluff, everything's covered in fur. The engine looks a bit like an animal. But I've just filmed up to this point. What else did I have to do or say? Yes, I've taken these off. The power assisted fluid reservoir, and I've unbolted the windscreen wiper washer fluid filler cap. Like I say, I've undone this bolt, slackened this off to slacken the EGR pipe off, but it doesn't look like you really need to do that. But there we are. Oh, that feels all right. So accidentally just hit pause the video and then I've restarted again. Idiot. Right. So I'll pull this pump out anyway. Let's see. I should see the coolant running out and being caught. Might need a crowbar or something. Alright, I do need a camera stand really. Doing this one hand isn't ideal, but I've slackened it off a bit. You coming out or not? Oh, there's that crowbar again. Again, not the most ideal. You're trying to film and do something at the same time. Oh, that's not coming out. Bear with me. Right then, there we go. That might be a bit better. I have no idea if you can see or not. I'll tilt it a bit more that way. You can just about. Let's have a look. Can I get that lower without falling over? Probably not. But there we go anyway. So I'll give this a tap with the hammer. loosened off a bit, hopefully. Now with both hands in, might be able to get this out. I'm pretty sure I took all my bolts out. Don't know what else could be holding it in. From being able to access them. Oh, well, the reason I'm removing the water pump might explain as well is the new one has a metal propeller on it, whereas this one might have a plastic one if it hasn't been changed. And the problem with the plastic ones is over time they shatter and go into your coolant system, which isn't ideal. Sorry, that wobbly camera's making you feel sick. There we go. We've got movement. Oh, I have, but I don't know if it's the race in the pump housing that's wobbling, or whether it's actually coming away. This is the problem. It will say to someone else, you know when you're getting somewhere, usually when you cut yourself or you draw first blood. That's it. I think I can feel it. Just give it a give. Again, apologies for the wobbling. Oh, should be nothing more than a rubber O-ring holding it in and out. Oh. They ain't wanting to go. Oh. Oh shit. Gotta make sure I don't hit the I'll probably turn the camera off and then it'll come. That's what'll happen. Come on. Oh. Right. That's not budging. Right, I'm gonna have to think of something else. I'll be back in a bit. Right, there's a new water pump. Just had a look and see it's got a metal propeller on the front there. You'll see that plastic one later on. But there's 4 screws that go, that one, we'll spin it over, that one, and it can only go in one way. But for some reason, the one in there just ain't plain ball. It's only held in by a washer. This washer goes on around here. That should be the only thing holding it in. So I'm surprised why it's battling so hard to come out. The only thing is to do is, I think, is to keep soldering on and see if we can't get the thing out. Again, I don't know if you can see there. That's probably a better angle. Is that a better angle? Where's the water pump? There it is. Alright, so. Oh! don't really want to be pressing on there, but something starting to see there. So what am I going to do about this? Can't really get anything enough. I want to wedge it out. Screwdriver in there. No space to do anything really. Nope. Right, I'm gonna have to have another thing. Alright, got a little bit of brake cleaner and I brushed off a little bit. I forgot to do that actually, so good clean. Allow it to do the good clean. No. Oh, sorry about that. Very limited access here. Pulling the can upside down, it's a stupid thing. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Oh! Nope. Right then, hello again. 3 days later. Multiple things to get in the way, jobs to be done. But there we go, we're back at it. I was looking through some videos and I researched that actually, I wonder what those redundant holes were for. They're not redundant at all. If you take the same bolts that you've just removed and then use them to screw into those, that's what helps you push it away from the engine. So that's what we're going to do now, and fingers crossed that'll work. Well, it should do, it will do. But there's me messing about with hammering and bloody banging. Another video I watched, the guy just pulled it out straight away, so I never thought anything of it. But there we go. Anyway, I'll give this a pause, and then I'll put it back in its bracket. We'll pull it off. Right, there we go. The way this camera angle isn't ideal, just adjust there a bit. It's probably going to get in the way of me putting tools in, but there we go. Let's have a look. So I'll untight these bolts up and see what happens. And hopefully the buckets, actually it's a bit too, one second. There we go, that should do. Was that too much? No, that's just about right. Actually a bit off there. There a bit. Probably a little bit more. There we go. That's roughly about right. We'll see. So, you can't see it, but there's nuts as I tighten them up. They start pushing against the engine block and push the water pump away from its housing, and that'll enable me to pull it out a little bit easier. Right, nearly there. There we go. Do these, try and do them as evenly as we can. Well, I can't see things, so ouch. Oh, certainly feeling some resistance. It obviously was in there fairly tightly. Alright, so keep going with that one. There we go. Give this another one, couple of turns. I'll pause this until we get to the interesting part. Right, we are now licking fluid. Start off with a little drip, and you can hear it now trickling into the trough at the bottom. So I'll plug you back in, and there we go. You can see, angle that better for you. So, I'll start pulling. Here we go. Oh, that was a perfect point there. And yeah, just as I thought, or is it? Oh. I'll let you watch the rest of that trickle in. Right, knock that further back. There we go. So that's the. I've got fresh coolant to put in, so that's not a problem. But actually, as it happens, that already had a metal propeller on it, so I've sort of wasted my money in a way because it's already been done. But I didn't know that until I took it out. So, and the bearings wear away, so I'm better off putting a fresh one in. So it's just nice to know that wouldn't have fractured anyway and split it off into the coolant system. But there we go anyway. So I don't even know if you can see it drip. Sorry, you probably can't even see it dripping into the bloody tank. There you go. So next to get that in, I'll put a bit of Vaseline on the O-ring, get those bolts back out, and then we'll do the opposite way by tightening the bolts into the actual mounting bolts and ease it crossways and back into its housing with a new one. So I'll pause it for now and then I'll get back to you when I've done that. So here's a comparison of the old one and the new one. So already looking a lot cleaner. I've got the O-ring in the car there, so I'll get that out and pop that on. Actually, I've just thought, how do you get that on? I'll go over that. Yeah, that's not bigger than that. I would have thought that'd be a game on. So yeah, you can see all the rust and crud. That looks, God, that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Spread that in your sandwich. And there's more of the shredded black candy floss. It's all over the place. Actually, could have done with a little bit more clean in the compartment down there. Don't want any grime getting in. Just the quicker around the better. Probably some brake cleaner. That's going to focus. There we go. It's a problem with the candy floss stuff. But there we go. Anyway, thought I'd show you that in the interim. I'll get back to it. Right, there we go. So, I've got the new washer here, and actually, you know what? I'll quickly get some brake cleaner out and spray that off. Oh, somebody's away. Ooh. Right. Always the way. So there we go. That spray. Chapman. Spray that down as well. Put that on there, and there's pretty more grease on there than there's anywhere else. Right. Make sure I don't want any of this fluff getting in. That's probably one of the worst things that's happened. I'll say I want to start getting in when I'm putting the new one in. I think that's it out the way. Shout me. Right. Smash that slice in through. Shout me. Take these bolts out. Alright. This one's on. So imagine that will just fit over. I can even do it like that. Right over, champion. Here we go. And we'll get it on there. That's the good thing about the larger washers. You don't have to fanny on with screwdrivers and things like that, trying to place them in position. Right, do some new Vaseline as well. I make sink plunger moulds out using silicone 'cause I cast them for people who are building Daleks from various points throughout the 1960s, 70s and 80s. The sink plunges changed, so I use this when I'm casting them to create a barrier between parts A and B of the mould, which stops the two bits of silicon sticking to each other when you pour them on top of each other. Otherwise, the part you're trying to mud cast would end up trapped between the two bits. But this is full of grit and other things from working on the car, so I just really should get some fresh. I'm using the bit that doesn't have any grit or anything on it. This will just help us get it into the hole, so to speak, back into position, and it'll should also help stop water leaking. But I need quite a bit actually. Usually Vaseline goes quite a way, but this is just spreading everywhere. There we go. Spreading everywhere. It's not spreading enough. Gently on the rise. Should be it. I think that's the bottom, that little bit there, and I think that's the top. And I think it only goes in one way anyway, so can't really balls this up. Apart from the spacing. And nearly there. Oh, that's pretty right. That time there. Yeah, so it's stiff to go back in, so I'm going to have to use the bolts to put that back in. There is a rubber cap on the end of there as well, I've noticed that. So I'll put that on before trying to put the fan back on. Oh, sorry, I'm forgetting about the camera angle, always do. Alright. Sorry about this as well. Probably edit this bit out or not. Right, so start off with one of these bolts. I don't drop it first, which is usually what I do. Matching it up with the thread behind is the other problem. This is where the nightmare begins. It doesn't have, I've got long hair, that's also another nightmare. I don't like looking like a hippie, it just, I never get around to cutting it good. Right, champion, we're on that. So that's in one. And then get this one in. Now that first bolt's lined up, this one should go in pretty smoothly. Although it is right now a bit. Sorry for just seeing my arm. Get the ratchet. Actually, I'll wind it on a couple of times with the ratchet. There we go. That's what I hate, is when there isn't quite enough force, the biting force for the ratchet to work, and you've got to hold the centrepiece. Alright, let's get these other two bolts out the other old pump, and then I'll get back to you. Right, I've cleaned the fan belt pulley up inside, so it's all free from grease and junk, and I've done the edges as well, so the fan belt doesn't slip. Right, I haven't got, one thing I don't have is a mini torque wrench to do it up to these bolts up to 10 Newton meters of force. I should get one, but I have got some Loctite, so I'll put some thread locker on them. But I'll get that back on in the meantime, and I'll do it up hand tight. I'll do it up tight enough so I'm pretty certain the bolts won't come out again, but anyway, I'll put some thread locker on those. I've cleaned up with a bit of brake cleaner as well the other belt pulleys, but they'll probably need inspecting a little bit more closely, but anyway, I'll get that back on. Alright, hello again. So something I've quickly noticed, it's the right paint to get this on. I've just by chance managed to get this first bolt on. What I'll do is I'll tighten that first nut up, and then put thread locker on the rest of the nuts. And if I remember, that's a point I'll probably not be able to remember which nut I started with. I'll come back to that one. I'll go round clockwise, and then I'll put thread locker on this last one once it's all in position. I was amazed I actually got that first nut on. It was just by chance I threaded it through and it found its way straight on. Or has it gone through? Should have done. There's something I miss here, isn't there? There we go. Right. No, you stay. Champion. Right, so that's in place. That first one, that's keeping the pulley on in position. So what should be no thread locker left in this bloody thing, probably. Take the razor. Either that or it's. I think it does have an expiry date, and I have had this for a while. God knows if it still works. There's a bit there, so fingers crossed. This is also even just doing this single-handedly. And I should move that bucket of water because I know that's going to happen. Oh, God, I cannot see a thing. Just doing it by hand here. Oh, come on. Of course, solid's law determines it will not go. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Close, close, close. Just bite. There we go. You're going to bite. Excellent. Alright. We're on. Right. There we go. Back again. So I've used thread locker on all those now, and even the last ones I remembered. So now it's a case of, let's have a look. Where's my ratchet gone? Oh, that's down there. I think it uses the same size. Is it number 10? It is, yes. So that serves as a pin. So let's have a look now. Does that fit that way? I don't think it does, does it? Or does it? Or does it? This is the problem. That pipe and right in the way. So I think it was easier using this one if I remember rightly. I suppose I just have to get it over one really for it to hold. There we go. Probably take that extension bar off as well. So I'll do these up hand tight. I can't remember. It was 10 newton meters of force. Pretty over tight in these slightly, but because I don't think 10 newton meters is actually that much. So come on, you're gonna get off. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. Those two next. There we go. Oh no, not there we go. Come on. You know you want to. Just in case of getting that angle. There we go. Check in. Jobs are good. Gotta have a bloody patience of a saint to do this, and that's something I don't have. It's like people who do matchstick sculptures. I think, how on earth do you do that? I would have a meltdown at the first 6. wouldn't even get onto the 6th one to be honest. Right, there we go. So that's that water pulley on. So now that job's done, I need to turn my attention to the fan belt itself now. And I think to do one side, I think I need to cut that one off, and then I've got to get underneath the car to loosen the first one off. Although I do that last though, don't I? So I don't have to bother with that. Right, so it's a case of getting the main one on the right side, or the left hand side of the engine, if you want to put it that way. Right, I'll get to that. Ciao for now.